I sent her a note through YouTube. Good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Wednesday, March 15th. I got home yesterday and totally freaked my kids out. Violet couldn't even look at me. It was funny.
Let me look at you again. I still can't look at you.
I'm like so skinny right now. That's the
that's
challenge. Like
You
I'm
are
also
really
like
skinny.
I weighed myself last night. I've lost 6 pounds. So I just haven't been able to eat a meal since Saturday.
You look. I can't look at Patrick either.
I was like,
Looks like a
I look like
baby.
I look like Ichabod Crane. I'm like, I'm like everything's just shrinking. But
Because your beard makes your lower face look so much more
it
full.
like fills out this part of my face. But more than anything, I'm super freaking skinny right now. I've lost 6 pounds. Like that's crazy to think that I've lost 6 pounds in 4 days.
Yeah. That's like
And it's not water because water is the one thing I've really been able to partake in.
Yeah, it doesn't. Eating just makes him feel bad. So this is
Well,
for
and
diet
like
weed.
it just like I eat like half a sandwich and then my stomach's full and it just. So, anyways, my daughter, the first thing my daughter did, and it was sweet. Like I walked around the corner and she looked at me and then she went down, and then she did a double take, and then she looked down, and then she was like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen it. When was the last time I saw your face?" And it was winter of 2019 that I grew the beard. Like
been
it was
4 years?
it was like right before Christmas of 2019. Like I think it was like November of 2019 when I totally stopped shaving. I can't remember. We got super busy. We did the Christmas list. I like did not have time to shave. And so I grew a beard and then the beard stayed. So the kids had not seen my face for like 3.5 years. But here's the crazy thing about that. I think from the time, when do you think Violet started rubbing my face?
When she was like a little
like
girl.
6 months?
I
8
don't
months?
know.
So Violet used to every day, she would like, when she was a little girl, like when she was a baby, she would sit down and we have pictures of her just like looking into my face, just rubbing.
Violet was Patrick's baby. We each had a baby. Kai was my baby, and Patrick and Violet was Patrick's baby.
And so, but like, I mean, I'm talking from like 6 or 8 months on, every day of that girl's life, she rubbed my face. And then when she got older, she started calling it scratchies. And like, I mean, all the way through 2019, that girl would walk up to me like she was in 2019, she was, what's that, 4 years ago? She was 13 years old. Like she would walk up to me every day and she'd go scratchies and she'd rub my face. So yesterday was the first time she got up and she was like, "Let me look at you." And then she walked up and she totally rubbed my face. It was sweet. I was like, "Oh my God, that's like, I didn't realize I'd missed that." Like, so she would rub my face every day for 13 years. And then she didn't rub my face until yesterday. Like right before she went to bed last night, I went out and talked to the kids. And she came out and she just started laughing and she like rubbed my face. It was sweet. So what do we have to talk about?
I was texting back. So I got a message from Carol, and she asked. So, and this is good for the ladies to know, right? Wherever they are. So she asked, she had her dream machine serviced not here. And then after that, it doesn't want to pull up the bobbin thread after a thread cut. So I asked Patrick about that.
Hang on 1 second. I can grab and show him what a pile is.
Yeah, I asked Patrick about that. I said, Carol, let me ask Patrick because maybe because I don't know. I don't do the service. So I said, what could be causing that? So Patrick said, and he's going to show it to you, it could be like, as soon as I said that, he's like, it's the piles. He goes, there's felt piles. He's going to show you. There's one on the bobbin case, and then there's one in the bobbin area. And those felt piles, sometimes people think they're lint, and they grab the pile and they pull it off. Because it's just stuck down there. I think like it's just sticky. I don't know if it's like glue or sticker. So if those piles with the felt, what they do is they hold the thread. If you remove those, which Patrick thinks, and you know, service people learn as they go. Like when we started, we didn't know anything. Peter was here. So Peter knew about service. But Patrick and I didn't know. So what if your shop is new to doing service? You send your techs to get trained. But if they don't know in the meantime, sometimes those get removed. And so I was just emailing Carol, if you're listening, Patrick thinks that maybe you're missing a pile or you could be missing both piles. So if your bobbin case, you know that little piece of felt, that's important. That serves a purpose. Don't pull it out. And if you do pull it out and you can't get it back in, get a new bobbin case. You need that. That will cause your thread to just pull out and unthread because it's not there to hold it. Patrick's going to show that to you.
Well, and this is a really common thing. So, you know, we get a call that we'll get calls and it's always kind of the same. And it's like, I went in my bobbin case and I cleaned out that area. And then once I clean that out, my machine won't pull up my bobbin thread. And so when Jeannie was talking to me about Carol's situation, I immediately went, yeah, I know exactly what's going on. And so part of Carol's message to us was that she had just had the machine serviced. And so that this was happening after she had the machine serviced. She's not local here.
So we can't see it.
We didn't service it. And that was actually one of my first questions. Like, I try to know all of our customers. Some people sneak in and I don't know them, or if they're new to town, I haven't met them. So I was like, was it serviced here? Because I know my guys wouldn't have pulled those piles out. But like, there's a guy in Carson City that pulls the piles out sometimes because he doesn't recognize them. And the piles will get dirty and linty. So they do kind of look like
point at it. Point to it.
They do kind of look like a pile of lint. So this is the pile on a bobbin case. And this bobbin case is one that's found in this is a bobbin case that's found in a Solaris or a Dream Machine or Luminaire or like the high end, we'll call them the 11 plus inch throat machines from Baby Lock and Brother. This is a pile from the smaller format machines.
That gray part, right? Oh,
well,
it's
no,
the gray
it's
and
the
the
gray
blue?
and the blue on
Do you
these
see
bobbin
that blue?
cases.
It's hard to see it because it's dark.
So what that felt does is that felt captures the thread and it holds it in place, because if not, the tail of the thread just kind of wags around, and then when your upper thread comes to pull the bobbin thread up, the bobbin thread, there's got to be something that's holding that bobbin thread stationary so it can be caught. And then most importantly, because this is the one that really can't be replaced, and you know, we have these piles, so we can actually go in and replace the piles.
Oh, okay.
Not on the bobbin cases, it's harder on the bobbin cases, but on the cutting assemblies. So this is a cutting assembly.
Wait, see?
For
this is your pile right here.
So what happens is that cutting assembly has that pile there too. And so when your machine cuts the thread, it pulls the thread across, and then around the blade, there's a set of arms that comes up and pulls it down. And then that pile holds the thread in place so that when the upper thread comes around the hook, it picks up the bobbin thread and then pulls it up and out of the machine. Without that pile there's not enough resistance on the bobbin thread to hold it. And so the bobbin thread just sits there and wags like that. So my guess for Carol, and I would say I would almost put this guess at about 85 to 95%, would be that during her service, the person responsible for the service didn't know what they were looking at, saw dirty piles, because the piles get very linty, and they don't look so blue. A lot of times they'll look like the color of bobbin thread or whatever thread that you've been using, because the lint and debris will build up on the pile. And then somebody reaches in with a set of tweezers and thinks they're pulling out a pile of fuzz, and what they're pulling out is that pile. And now the machine doesn't function as normal. So I actually just walked into the back to see if we had
a dirty
the piles.
One? Or just the...
Well, just the like the stack of piles, because you wouldn't really even know what you're looking at. It's just this like block of felt like this where the piles come off individually. And long story short, we didn't have it. Dax reminded me that I had ordered it a handful of weeks ago, and it's just one of the things that we haven't gotten yet. But and then he commented to me that we have a lot of these blade assemblies. And so what we've actually been doing is,
you're taking them off there?
we're taking them off the blade assemblies.
That seems wasteful.
Well, but here's the thing. We can actually pull the blades out of the blade assemblies too.
Oh, so
And
you don't have to replace the whole thing?
So it's funny because we used to just get the blades in a block, and the blades would just slot in the blade assemblies. The way that they're putting the blade assemblies together now, the blades are a little bit more secure in there. We don't get those blades. We only get the blade assemblies, but we can actually manipulate the blade assemblies and pull the blades. So there are workarounds. So we're making it work with the parts that we have available to us. That's the other thing that people talk about all the time is people come in and they say, my machine, when it cuts, unthreads the needle. And that is a telltale sign that the blade is either dull or obscured, because what that means is when the machine basically has an arm that goes out, grabs the thread, pulls it back towards the thread assembly, and then another set of arms grabs it and pulls it across the blade. When the blade is dull, or there's too much debris in front of the blades, and this is the mistake that people make when they grab their pile and pull it out, is they see the blade and there's a pile there, and they go, oh, I'm going to clean that. When the blade is obscured or when the blade is dull, it pulls too much thread across the blade before it cuts. And like a couple of millimeters, everything that happens in the hook area of the machine is either multiplied by 2 or 3. So like, as bizarre as that sounds, if it's off by a millimeter, it costs 2 millimeters of thread. Or if it's off by a millimeter, it costs 3 millimeters of thread, because of the way that the machine is reacting and what it's actually doing. And so, pulling a extra millimeter or 2 across the blade will actually cost you 3 millimeters of thread. And that may be enough to pull the thread out of the needle.
Yeah. Which is, you know what I really like? Sometimes I'll just listen to Patrick, because I feel like he's pretty good at explaining stuff in ways that will make sense. And I don't think most places, like, he'll spend time when you come in for a service and explain or show you.
If I have to.
He'll show you though your machine and like this is what's going on, which I really appreciate that. I think that's like
I think it makes sense in some circumstances. Like a big question that we get all the time is what do you do during the service? And you know, the big thing there is, listen, we remove the covers from your machine, we clean, we lubricate, and we reset everything. The challenge that I have when people really want to get into the nitty gritty is I'm trying to think of how to best put this. The challenge that I have when people ask me to get into the nitty gritty is like, does the answer matter? And like time is becoming very precious for us here. So like we had a circumstance on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. I had a customer that was picking up a machine and we actually learned something about what was happening during the service of her machine. And so I took the time to very much explain to her, like, this is what's happening. When we service your machine, this is what's happening. And her complaint was, every time I get my machine serviced, I get home and my tensions are off. Well, that was the first time we'd heard that. What we weren't really aware of, and I guess it happened a time or two, was she gets home, her tensions were off. Then she comes in, we test everything and everything looks good. And then she goes to embroider and her tensions are off. Well, the challenge is when we service the machines, we bring the machines back to baseline. So we actually throw tensionometers on the machine. We bring everything back to factory. Then we test when the machine's at factory. And we test with our stuff, the stuff that the machine is spec'd for. So we use a Mettler 60 weight upper thread. We use a Filtech 40 weight bobbin thread. And if everything tests normally, everything is normal. Can you answer this? And so so we went and tested. Oh, he's on my Bluetooth. Change that.
how do we do that?
Look at it. Look at the call.
Okay.
Bluetooth. Hit it. Bring the phone to me. Hurry up. Sorry, Alex. Hang on. We're in the middle of the live stream. She's trying to switch you to a video call for some reason.
That's how it was.
No, it wasn't. Hang on, Alex. Actually, you're on the phone with me, man. Do you want to...
I'll talk about something while Patrick's talking
what's
to
up?
Alex. Ready? This one's Rolos. But this is the kit for Life is Better in Full Bloom. So
Okay.
in case you're
Let
wondering...
me call you when we're done with the live stream.
In case you're wondering what it looks like,
Okay.
this is the pillow. There's one substitution. So if you look at the yellow that goes around, the flange that goes around, that's supposed to be Muse. And I substituted that pretty yellow floral. I think it's called Queen's Ann's Lace or something in Sunshine. That's what you're going to get instead. And it's cuter. I'm going to call Kimberbell and say, I think you should put me on the fabric selection committee because I have some good ideas.
So
Wait.
Can I just finish the thought really fast?
So these are ready. So, and we will do a sew along because look at those. Look at the roses. Look at the piece. I don't know if they're roses, the flowers. So cute. And so this is what you're going to get. You get this is all the embellishments. There's only 2 pieces and then the rest is, it's all going to be fabric and it has a lot of the new fabrics in it. Okay, you can finish.
So long story short, when we tested her machine with her bobbin thread, it looked awful. When we threw our bobbin thread in the machine because everything was right, the machine looked great. And so what we realized was, you know, when the machine was at factory, that's what was happening. We were resetting the machine to factory, sending the machine home with her, and she was using...
They thought you weren't nice. They recognize that. I want you to think about that.
Okay, yeah. All right. So
I have notes for you.
so long story short, like it made sense in that circumstance to explain to her what was going on. Like we realized she was using like a different store had sold her not the factory bobbin case, but the adjustable bobbin case. We had been adjusting the bobbin case super tight to adjust for the differences between her bobbin thread and our bobbin thread. So we got her a factory bobbin case. We had a long conversation about what was going on, and that was that. Like, and so in those circumstances, like I'm going to make sure that I take the time to have that conversation. Everybody wants to know, what did you find? Everybody wants to know, what do you do? I mean, the reality is we take the machine apart. We basically clean and lubricate everything. There's self-lubricated bushings in the machine. We make sure that those are lubricated and proper. We bring everything back to baseline and we heavily test the machine. And that way we know if there's a problem afterwards that we need to kind of dive deeper and look for stuff. And so
Okay.
but I won't
always
always take the time to explain
But you'll
anything more than
explain,
that.
like, I feel like, somebody will come with an old machine and, like, a cam is broken. I don't even know what a cam is. But you'll, like, show it to them, like, this is what's going on. And
Sure.
I like that kind of stuff. So, yes, the silver leather is for the watering can. And, yes, the mushrooms are very, very cute. I really like those.
Jeannie loves mushrooms.
Who doesn't love anything like woodland? Woodland creatures, woodland mushrooms, anything like that. It's so adorable. Little deer, little squirrels, a fox, a little tree. That's all so cute. Actually, Shannon, I'm not great at picking out fabrics. And maybe like one to throw in, but that's why I like pre-cuts, because I don't want to think about it. I just want to, I can pick out fabrics if like that's what my life was like right now, but it's not. So I like a pre-cut anything. Jelly rolls, fat quarters, layer cakes, charm packs. Just give me something that's all ready to go, and then I'm set.
I don't mansplain.
He does mansplain. What's mansplaining? Is that like talking a lot?
Silly woman, you wouldn't understand. I don't know what mansplaining is.
He does that to me sometimes.
Only when you need it.
Oh man. Okay. This is up because I saw some of you found it and I hadn't put it up yet, but I put it to the top of the promotions page. So the kits. I figured out all, like when I do it, I do all the math. I figure out all the measurements. And then yeah. I like go down to like the nitty gritty, like the cents and the like how much everything is. That's why you're gonna see different prices for different kits. Like some of them are really you should yeah. I did look at some of this and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But you know what? They're going to be so adorable. And I love the fabrics. Well, my favorite on here, just because
Was I mansplaining the phone?
What do you mean?
Just that.
Yes.
But
Wasn't
you
Bring
gotta
it.
understand.
Bring it here.
But you
Just
gotta
bring it to
understand.
me.
This is how it works with Genie and
You
technology.
couldn't find it either. You were looking at it and you couldn't find it
You
either.
had
There was-
requested a video call.
I did not.
Yes, you did. It
If
said you're waiting for your request.
Maybe he requested the
No,
video call.
you requested
that
it.
was my cheek. That was my big fat cheek because I did not. Did you see me? I just went like this.
So
if that happened,
but
it was
how
my
many
big fat
times
cheek.
does
And then
it
there was
happen
no,
with technology?
There was no Bluetooth button there.
How many?
You couldn't find it
How
either.
many times?
He
does
was
it happen with
mansplaining, wasn't he?
technology?
High
Jeannie's
five,
like,
ladies.
Is this thing on?
It does. It
Like
does.
all the time. I'm like, how did you get here? She's like, I don't know how I got here.
Sometimes I get frustrated and I'm just like you. I just start hitting buttons because I start to get stressed
I'm
out
always
and
like,
I just
stop
start.
hitting buttons.
He was mansplaining, wasn't he?
How many buttons did you hit? She's like, I don't know. I hit all of them. That's what she always said.
During the live feeds, when I'm like, it used to be super complicated. It's easy now, but they used to be super complicated, and there were like, and then I'd have to go into video capture and audio capture, and then there were more pull downs, and there were more buttons to push. So, and then the live feed starting. So yes, I would start just hitting buttons because I was really stressed out. But Patrick, you're yes, he was mansplaining just then, wasn't he, ladies? Okay, on the new set of cuties, do you have to buy? This is, I had somebody, Dad sent me a message like, I don't know where my quilting designs are. Quilting designs are always going to come from Kimberbell. You have to purchase them directly from Kimberbell. They do not make them available to us. So you do. You go on, you buy all this stuff, and then you have no quilting designs because I can't sell this to you. I have to buy the quilting designs. I pay retail for the quilt. They don't even make them wholesale for the retailer. Anything that's on, like, the quilting designs, stuff that's in the vault, some of the embroidery patterns, like Life is Better in Full Bloom, those are things that you get directly from Kimberbell. Like the books and like all those designs, those are things that we have in the store. So I totally appreciate you asking. But yes, you do have to buy those separately, and you buy them directly from Kimberbell. Hopefully through our affiliate link. We really appreciate it. We know it's an extra step.
Opening.
And that you do that when you do that, when you go through our affiliate link, we know you do that for us, and we really appreciate it. And I would love to thank you all individually for that, but they don't even tell us who. I get a message that says so and so has gone through your purchase has been made through the
somebody has bought something.
Yes.
That's basically all that they go. Somebody's bought something. That's about as much information as
like
we get.
OASD, because we have an OASD affiliate link. They send me the name. So if I have time, I'll send out a little note that says thank you. Don't hit the button. You might get the fire department at your door. Yes. I don't hit the buttons on my phone. It's on my computer. And I don't hit buttons that are suspicious anymore.
Jeannie used to love every email from Nigerian princes and every special sale.
I never hit anything from a Nigerian prince. Don't listen to him. I know somebody wasn't sending me $30,000. So the vault, Annetta, is it's designs we used to be able to sell to you, and then they decide we're going to sell them. So they take them from the retailer and they put them in the vault and they sell them directly to you. That's basically
the best description ever. Is there anything else you need from me? You let the ladies know you won't be here midday. And,
I'm not going to be here midday because I'm taking the dogs to the groomer. Momo's butt skirt is getting really long, and
it's so luxurious. Right?
It is. It's like when he walks, we call it his butt skirt because like when he walks, it like goes back and forth. So we're getting him a little trim, so I have to take them and drop them off. Oh, so what I was saying is these are up. It's a pre-order. I yesterday got probably.
You guys get a new car?
I got maybe 20 bolts of fabric to start cut, and there's more than that. So I'm gonna be Suzanne, are you watching? We're gonna be cutting this, and we're doing 48 per design. So, and you can go on and buy it a la carte. You can buy it in sets of 3. You can buy all 6. Backing fabric is not included in the fabric in the kits, but I set up a different. You can buy all the backing fabric too. So that's all on there. I put on there mid-April. I think it's going to be sooner than that, but if you're especially from out of town, and you're okay with it, I'm just going to hold it and send it with your Cuties book if you bought the Cuties book. If you didn't buy the Cuties book, whatever you want. If you want it now or if you want me to combine it, just let me know. Put a little note. Say, hold and ship with book, or ship right away, whichever you prefer. And if you did buy the book, usually I'll probably reach out and be like, you want me to send it together and combine your shipping? I think Lila, we sent you because you had done so many orders, and like we were able to use one of your shipping payments, and then we just sent you back the remainder of it. Was there anything else we need to talk about? I'm gonna be seeing some ladies for we're doing the serger apron again this afternoon, and then I wanted to talk to you about some classes that are going to be happening next week, although I didn't grab the samples. Michelle is doing scan and cut right now. I think she has a big group in there. Next week, the rotary autoblade class, we have one that's going to be happening on Tuesday. There is a kit for that, so if you haven't gotten your kit, let me know. And let's make some patches. There's a kit for that. It's little tiny. That's going to be on Tuesday, so make sure that that reminds me of somebody I have to send that out to. Lynn, no, it did not fill up a truck. And that's going to be happening today. So I will get that one done today. I did stay last night and I got a whole bunch of orders done, but there are some more that I'm going to get done today. Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is happening on the 22nd. There is another Peacekeeper class that's happening April. We still have spots in that. And it's super cute. It's going to be that Annie's project, and it's a great beginner project. That's going to be with Michelle. She's also doing a Stellar Altair. Hey! Hang on there. Oh, okay. No, that's not happening. I'm not even, just forget I said that. And then there is a Luminaire Solaris IQ. These are really, really great classes. So it's a Luminaire Solaris IQ designer class. And that's where it's the butterfly one. Lots of you have taken it. You scan in an image. We show you how to use the scanner. We also show you how to bring it in via USB. And then we show you how to apply line properties and fill properties. We stitch it, and then we bring it back in, and we show you how to put stippling around it. So it is a fantastic class. That's going to be on the 23rd. Let's see if that's on the actual calendar, because if you're from out of town and you don't have anything like that at your store, it's a great introduction to IQ Designer. So, IQ Designer. Let me see if that's on there. That is, yeah, it's on there. So if you want to sign up, you can sign up online. It's $21. And like I said, it's a great introduction to IQ Designer. That one is specific for the Solaris and Luminaire. We do also do that for the Altair, the Stellar, the Destiny, the Dream Machine, the 10 Needle. We probably schedule that maybe every 3 months or something along those lines. That's good on the backing. The small iron, I think it's on the website, Annetta, or you can email me about that. And if you're talking small iron, I think you're talking about the Panasonic 360, which is like my favorite all-time iron ever. I'm just reading your comments. The cost, yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. And so really pick the designs that you love. Pick the designs that you love. I've talked to, you can always write Kimberbell. And I think it's important for you to give them your feedback directly. I've told my rep, hey, it'd be really, really nice if you could, include the quilting designs. Like, not the entire package, but just the ones that they're going to be using for the project. Because I think that's a reasonable statement, that it does cost a lot. And, you get everything, the fabric kit, the embellishment kit, the embroidery designs, and then you go to stitch it out and you go, wait a minute, I need to buy the quilting designs too. A lot of times they'll have like a special when it's something that's just coming out, and they'll do a little discount. Make sure that you sign up for their emails, because they will email you those. Yes, Betty, I'll go ahead and ship your stuff today then. Will the apron be? The apron is a paid class, so it's not a sew along. This is every once in a while. I actually do a class that I do charge money for, but most of the time, a lot of the stuff that I do are free sew alongs. The apron is a paid class, so if you want to sign up, you can still sign up for that class too. Just call the store because I might miss your email. Got your hopes up with the mention of the stellar? Yes. We do stellar classes, and we do stuff that's gonna be silly. I hope I'm saying that right. I know you told me. I saw that you emailed me back. I need to check that today. And Shelly, I'm gonna put you in the class for today, so that even if you can't watch it, you'll get the recording of it too. I'll do that next. Should be included. And I'm going to get started with the day. Have a great day. Be creative. Make something absolutely incredible. I'm going to try and remember to do all the things that I said that I was going to do just now. And if I don't, send me another message. And we will see you tomorrow.